Hello everyone, today we're gonna make Mexican chicken and rice. Now these are the ingredients we're gonna need. We're gonna need 1 can of corn, 1 lime, we're gonna use the juice of half this lime, and we're gonna use some of the zest, a small bell pepper finely chopped, 1 onion, this is also a small onion finely chopped. I used 3 cups of American rice, and I washed it and now it's soaking in cold water. 4 chicken breasts cut into bite sizes, 1 cup of cheddar. Now you can use 1 cup or you can use a half a cup of cheddar, whichever you prefer. We're going to need some oil, chili powder. We're going to use this 1 can of tomato paste, 1 can of tomato juice, and then just about a tablespoon of tomato paste mixed in with it. We're going to need some salt and pepper, and let's get started. I forgot to mention that we're going to use some chicken stock. We're going to use 2 of this goody chicken. It actually has 2 cubes in it, and then we're gonna dilute it in 1 cup of hot water. We're gonna use both cubes. So first of all, you're gonna need like the biggest pot or saucepan that you have, because we're gonna mix everything in here, including the rice at the end. So we're gonna heat this first, and we're gonna add some oil to heat the chicken and the vegetables. So I added about 2 tablespoons of oil. Now, don't really measure oil, but just put enough to saute the chicken and the vegetables. So we're going to wait for this to heat, and then we're going to add the rest of the veggies. So we're going to add the chicken slowly. You don't want it to spatter everywhere. Now the trick is while the chicken is still raw, it's the best thing to put the onions. So this way the chicken will get the largest amount of flavor. We're going to add also the bell peppers. And we're going to mix this in together. Now we're just going to mix this in until the chicken is all white, not fully cooked. So this is going to take about 2 more minutes, or 2 minutes in total. Okay, so it took about 2 minutes. As we can see, the chicken has reduced a little bit in size, and it started taking out its juices. This is white from the outside, but it is still pink. It took about 2 minutes, so we're gonna add the corn. We're going to add the chicken broth. We're gonna add the salsa. We're going to use some of this tomato paste first. I'm going to add about a tablespoon, and we're going to add the other salsa. Now before we add this, we're actually going to blend it because it has a chunky tomato, so we actually want it to be smoothened out. So while we do that, we're going to add some of the chili. This chili is actually very spicy, so I'm only going to add not even a half teaspoon, a quarter of a teaspoon. Now if you like your food spicy, you can add more. If you don't like any spices at all, you don't have to put any. It's already, yeah. You can blend it in there. Here, let me add some water for you. Death. Wow, totally blind. Where's the cover? Put it. Shakes. Wait. Okay. I didn't taste it. Here, take this. Minutes into it, let's have a look. The mixture has reduced. we're gonna add the rice that we previously washed and soaked a little bit in water. And the reason you can soak it in water is that it gets just a little bit softer and it won't take a longer time to cook in this sauce. Mix this in, and then we're gonna cover it. We're gonna keep it on medium low heat, about a 4 or a 5, until it steams and meshes in well together. So we're gonna add the lime zest at this stage. It's not a lot, but we're gonna add it, and we're just gonna add half of this lime juice now, and then we're gonna add the other half after the rice is finished. So I added 1 cup of water to this because the rice is still a little bit too tough, and I have increased the volume. Sorry, not the volume. The heat on to high, just to get this excess water steamed and get the rice more steamy. So I've lowered the heat now to 2, and we're going to cover it just for the rice to steam properly. First, we're going to add the rest of this lime juice. Give it another good mix, and then we're going to cover it. Right. Lastly, before we add the cheese, we're just going to add about half a teaspoon of the salt. Now, all the other ingredients actually has the chicken broth and everything. They're already salted, so we're just going to add just a sprinkle of this, not too much. I'm going to mix it. I'm going to let it steam. You want to make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom. Lower the heat. Okay, so tasted the rice, which is steamed perfectly. It's nice and soft, but not too squishy. So we're gonna add the cheese, and we're gonna turn off the heat on this. Well, now we're gonna turn it. We're gonna put it on 1, and we're gonna mix it in just ever so slightly, just so that it melts, but not too much. While you're doing this, have a plate ready to serve. This is only going to take about 2 minutes to stir in and steam together, and then you're going to serve it straight away. Okay, let's start plating. Now, if you're like us, just pour it in, and then you can clean up whatever mess you make later. There you go. Enjoy!